for us to go viral. So Saturday night, the LA Kings hosted Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. They had a special guest in the booth. Snoop Dogg was there to help out with the play-by-play. Because when you think hockey, you think Snoop. Take a listen.
What's happening, fellas?
Hey. Welcome.
Hey,
welcome to LA Kings Talk.
Hey, thank y'all for having me, man. Yeah, we had to see these rings right here.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a chance.
We'll get a look at that.
We've had a chance twice to bring home that cup. And I've drunk out of Stanley before. Say that ain't so. Yes, sir. The bling bling right there. That's my POV. I'll find you.
There we go. Yeah.
I'll find you. Here we go. Give me that. Here we go. Turn it around. Push it. Run the weave. Come on now.
Yeah. Hands up.
Oh, watch out. Oh, he stole on him. He fired on Cuz. Hold on now. Oh, get it cracking then. Let's go. Snoop Dogg in the house. Let me see some. Yeah, go get him, Dion. Get him, Dion. Move, Dion. Get out the way. Go get him. Go get him. Hey, was that Doty?
Oh, yeah.
Doty. That's my dog. Find it. You got to... Oh, come on, nephew.
Very, very impressive.
I've had a few times Snoop called me nephew.
What up, nephew? He stole on him, cuz. That's great. And smart of the Kings. In a day where weekend Los Angeles Rams get some of the spotlight, there's a Laker home game.
Yeah.
Well, they find a way to get some coverage by bringing Snoop in.
Snoop is pretty up on his LA Kings.
Yeah, the Kings and the hockey.
He's a sports fan, man. He coaches.
Or he's got a little league of teams and everything that travel around and play football.
Yeah.
So yeah, I sent him a couple of jugs machines. Sent one to his son who used to play football, and then sent one that they can have at the facility. Teach the kids how to catch.
Snoop's ability to continually reinvent.
We're always talking about your hands, what lack of his hand. We need a jug machine on set. Just to, every time we want to make
We're always talking about my lack of hands.
Lack of athletic prowess. Time for stories to start your morning, sponsored by Gillette Clear Joe.
I don't know really what we're talking about.
I don't think she knows.
Okay, guys. Nick Foles had an up-and-down game yesterday. It started up, came out on fire, threw for a touchdown, ran for another in the first quarter, but then came down, threw 2 picks, including this one to seal the game. Nick, did Nick Foles convince you that he could be a starter in this league?
Whether or not he convinced me, I'm certain he convinced a general manager or two. I would expect Nick Foles to be a starter with a very nice contract on a team next season. It just won't be in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's definitely a starter. This run didn't make him a starter. We've seen those other teams. Jacksonville, Buffalo, Arizona, they still don't know if they found their quarterback.
Miami.
There's some spots out there. Miami, Tannehill. Like, no. Nick Foles, and with that playoff record, you got a good enough football team around, you can win games with Nick.
All right, moving on. Big day for Michael Thomas. He caught 12 passes for a franchise record 171 yards and a touchdown in the Saints win over said Eagles. CC, how impressive was Thomas yesterday?
Oh, he's very impressive. This is the way he played the first, especially half of the season where he was dominating the NFL on pace. I couldn't believe the Philadelphia Eagles, besides the fade at the goal line from the slot, all he was doing was running in-breaking routes. Deep and in. That's his favorite route to run besides the slant. Very impressive, though. Has some of the better set of hands. Very, very dependable route runner. Is not the most athletic. Has developed himself into being one of the elite receivers in the league.
And these were, obviously, he had a bunch of catches, but you're seeing 3rd and 16, 3rd and 13. Critical plays. We said on Friday that we didn't know how Philly was going to be able to account for him. And you said 10 catches for 100 doesn't kill you. 10 for 180 can kill you. He ended up with 12 for 171, and he killed.
All right, Pats Chargers. Sony Michel had a nice day on the ground for the Patriots. The first-round pick ran for 129 yards and 3 touchdowns. See, what'd you think of what Sony Michel did?
I just wish the Chargers would have listened to the show all last week, because I told them it's going to be the Sony Michel show, and when they get tired of him, they're going to James White. That's what they're going to do offensively. But the Chargers, they weren't listening to the show. That's why their season is over.
The problem is they were listening to the show, but they were listening to our friend Bart Scott. Said they could run those same 7 defensive backs out there. Hey, Bart Scott, if you're watching, write this down. Hold that L, man. Take that, Bart Scott.
Yeah, Devlin shortened their neck. Guys went into the game 6'2". They left the airport. They were 5'10".
On to the Chiefs and Colts. And while the Chiefs finished the season with a better record, better offense, better quarterback, they tend to trip up in these kind of games. But Patrick Mahomes, anti-tripping, not rattled, started strong, finished strong, beating Andrew Luck and the Colts 31-13. Mahomes threw for 278 yards, ran in for a score. So Kansas City advancing to its first AFC championship game in 25 years. Here is Patrick Mahomes after the game.
The defense stepped up big, played great all game long. Offense, we started fast, had a kind of a dry spell, but we finished it off in the end.
Certainly not the start we wanted, and not the middle we wanted, not the finish we wanted. So it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow, but no shame from the guys in that locker room. You know, heads are up high.
We're such a different team. We have such young players that we have so much confidence going in that we're going to win every single game. We want to play at this stadium. We want to win at Arrowhead Stadium. And so we get the opportunity to play here again next week. We're going to come with that same mentality of we're going to go out there and try to win this game one play at a time.
He's exciting. He's exciting to listen to. His energy is exciting, and it's really just fun to be a part of watching him develop into the quarterback we all know he's probably going to be. Nick, in your opinion, what was the most impressive part of the Chiefs' win?
Well, you mentioned Patrick Mahomes, his poise and the fact that the moment clearly was not too big for him, that he made no major mistakes. His worst throw of the day was the one that Sammy Watkins saved for him. That could have been a pick, and Sammy Watkins turned it into a reception. And the drive right after the blocked punt, when it was 17-7, near halftime, and it could have gone either way, and they used the clock. They forced the Colts to use all their timeouts, and Mahomes, through the air with his legs, accounts for 73 of their 75 yards on the most important drive of the game. All that was very good. But the most impressive part to me was this defense continuing to make plays. The Colts, 9 third-down attempts. 0 conversions. After the Sammy Watkins fumble, another moment the game could have flipped in the Colts' favor. Dee Ford comes around the edge, takes the ball away from Andrew Luck. This defense shutting down the Colts' offense for the entirety of this football game, that has to be what was most impressive. A defense that's been better at home than on the road, but still by no means close to one of the best defenses in football, had as good of a defensive performance this weekend as anybody.
Yeah, I'll give Patty Mahomes credit for playing in the playoff games and being under control. But if you look at his stat line, 27 for 41, 278, got sacked 4 times, quarterback rating of 85. If you tell me that before the game, I tell you the Chiefs lose.
Oh.
Those numbers right there, with the Chiefs defense they played with for 16 games, they lose the game. Like, they're not going to have enough productivity, because you think without Kareem Hunt, they're probably not going to have 25 rush attempts. So, bam, they had that plus some, 33 rush attempts there. So, with that stat line, you got to be happy with Patty Mahomes, because he played within himself. He didn't try to force anything. But there's nothing in that game that was more surprising than their defense. Like, this has been one of the historically bad defenses, 5 yards a rush, and their ability to be able to dominate on first and second down. Nick mentioned the third down, but the reason why, because they were winning on first and second down to put them in a position that they could stop them on third. That was the difference between what the Chiefs were trying to do and what the Chargers were trying to do. They weren't winning on first and second down up front, and you got to give credit to that front 7. They physically beat the Colts at what the Colts are very, very strong at. I thought the Colts had the best offensive line, and in that game, the Chiefs were so much better than them up front.
And the Chiefs, you mentioned them running the football. Damian Williams, since he's come in for Kareem Hunt, the Chiefs' per-game rushing production has not dropped off. Now, he is clearly not the pass catcher that Kareem Hunt is, and they love using the running back screen game, and that has been downgraded since Kareem Hunt got cut from this team. But Damian Williams, who got a contract extension a couple weeks ago, has been really good. And I think Mahomes' passer rating is, well, I know that the reason it's 85 and not 105 is because he ran for the touchdown instead of throwing for the touchdown. The only, to me, concern, or the biggest concern in this game was, would Pat Mahomes give the ball to the other team? He hasn't been as turnover prone as Andrew Luck, but we have seen in some of the bigger games this year, he tries to force things, throws an early interception. They avoided that, and they were, because the defense forced the Colts into 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out to start the game. You're up 14-0, and then you can be very cautious, which is what they were the rest of the game. And, I mean, this is obviously a great win for the Chiefs, but it again speaks to what we said earlier. Like, this is the healthiest the Chiefs have been all year. Sammy Watkins got to play. They clearly were rested. And
their defense showed up.
The defense showed up. And all of those things, I don't think any of those things happen without the bye. I don't think any of those things happen on the road. This Chiefs team, the defense, is allowing 35 points per game on the road. They haven't allowed a single 30-point game once at home. They're allowing 18 points per game at home. So the defense has been better at home throughout. It showed up big time on Saturday afternoon.
All right, Chiefs beat the Colts, and for that they get the Patriots, but it will be at home for the Chiefs. So that's great. Let's move on to the Cowboys and the Rams in their divisional matchup. Rams